All right, what is up, everybody? Shadow Scout 0013 here, reporting in for another list build. Today, I'm going to go over an exemplar list with some Pykes and Padme and Anakin. Now, you don't have to have Anakin, but if you just wanted more token sharing, you're welcome to do him. If you wanted, to save points and maybe get an extra activation in, maybe go with the regular generic clone commander, because that would also work. And maybe we'll just kind of explore that at the end and make, you know, some observations and stuff and look at it. But if you haven't already, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe for sure. And leave a comment on maybe like list ideas or lists that you have, you want covered, or if you have anything you would add to this or change to this, feel free. These lists are just, you know, just kind of put together. They're not absolute. You can change any bit of them. You can kind of use it as a guide. I've used other lists as guides to make others myself that I kind of want to use. So you don't have to use the upgrades that I choose. You could just do what you want. But yeah, these are just kind of suggestions that you can take and run with. And then if you haven't already, go ahead to theburnacademy.com. Go ahead and subscribe for $15 a month to get 3, 4, 5, and 6 day week workout plans. A lot of them, 3 out of 4 of them are 12 weeks. And then you have 30 months worth of at-home workouts and coaching videos and so forth. And then you also have the Legion, or basically my Discord, if you want to check that out as well. Kind of, have a bunch of lists set up, talking about general stuff and, everything that we've been, trying to talk about. But yeah, all right. So we'll go ahead and go over this. I'm going to go with Anakin because I'm going to want some sort of melee in my list. You don't have to. If you want to save points, you could just go with the regular clone commander, and we'll kind of cover that afterwards. But we'll go ahead and go with Anakin because of Exemplar. And, how I would build him out is probably different on how some people would build him out. But for sure, I would definitely go with Force Push because that's super important. You could go with Force Reflexes again because of Exemplar and really focus on Exemplar the most, trying to hand out as many of those tokens as you can, or Burst of Speed if you really want to get him in as fast as possible so you don't have to waste a turn using, Saber Throw, or an action using Saber Throw. You can just move, and try to get into that cover as fast as you can. But, some people want to use Saber Throw because he doesn't have a melee. If you really want, you can, go for Burst of Speed instead of Saber Throw, which is what I'm going to go with. Then you can. And with Saber Throw, with the clones, there's all of them have fire support. So we're going to try to have as many of those as we can to have the fire support with Anakin anytime Anakin does use Saber Throw. And if you don't tend to use Saber Throw that often and you do get, your melee users in there as fast as you can with, taking cover for the most of the entire time, maybe change Saber Throw for Force Reflexes or again, Burst of Speed. And then, for the training, I always tend to go with Tenacity because I would rather have 6 red dice than 5. And then for the other, trading slot, if he has a suppression due to his flaw card, he's not going to be able to give himself an order. So you can place his card at the start of the command phase if there's an enemy Anakin Skywalker with at least 1 suppression token. So if your opponent, so basically you're running this list, your opponent can play this against you when Anakin has a suppression. That enemy Anakin cannot be issued order. So you can't use one of his command cards to get an order, or you can't give him an order from another command card. So you want to be very, very careful with that. And then endurance is just an extra way to hopefully get some of that off. Now, the other way to get Exemplar is through Padme. And she's got quick thinking, which gets an aim and a dodge, which is very, very awesome. Works really, really well with Exemplar. Authoritative. So when you would be issued an order, you may issue an order to a friendly unit at range 1 to 2 instead. And then nimble and sharpshooter. So there's a lot of good things that we can do with her. And I think she's going to really work well with the Shadow Collective with the fact that she does have authoritative. She's got the command slot, so you could put the Allies of Convenience on there. So when you would issue an order to her, you can just issue an order to a friendly mercenary unit at range 1 and 2 instead, since you're going to have the Allies of Convenience. So as much as it'd be great to have, vigilance on there for the dodge tokens, we're going to use Allies of Convenience. And then for training, I would give her situational awareness because that's going to help with, just in case, she's trying to generate tokens for the most part. So I think that having situational awareness with those dodges she's going to generate will help her live a little bit longer. I'd also go with prepared supplies. I wouldn't go with the looted E5 blaster. You don't have to unless you wanted to. I would also, because this also leaves you the chance to just use her to infiltrate and to go for secret mission. And anyways, she'd be able to be very, very prepared with prepared supplies and situational awareness to hopefully get in and, stay there to claim that secret mission. So since we do have underworld connections, let's go ahead. We're automatically allowed to go ahead and have a Pike syndicate and 2 core troopers, basically. And then with allies of convenience, we're allowed to have 1 more unit. So let's kind of deck out what we can. So with the Pikes, I want vigilance because we want to be able to keep those dodge tokens. And as much as Padme is going to be generating them, hopefully for them, because maybe you want to send the Pike Capo, the Pike Syndicate foot soldiers along with Padme, and then you send Anakin with the clones for fire support and a bunch of other stuff, and you've got yourself kind of like a 2-person army in a way. I like having in a way to be able to split my army in case, but that's just for some strategies. It's not for all of them. And then for Pike Syndicates, obviously, I think portable scanners would be great. And then here's the foot soldier. So I'm going to go with the disruptor soldier and just the Pike foot soldier to be able to get that cash aim. So whenever you want to use that, you can. And then just go with 3 of them. Why not? And then we might as well go ahead and go with the phase 1s. So I'm going to want 3 of them, but I'm also going to want, 5s on 1 to be able to coordinate to another clone trooper, just in case. And then I wouldn't mind having 2 Z6s on there. And that gives you 799, 9 activations. You've got 6 core and basically 2 commanders and an operative. You won't need improvised orders because you really aren't fighting for anything else. And when you do give out orders, it's probably going to be to Anakin and, maybe some of the clones. So they should always be getting their independent, except for if you're possibly going to use Padme's 2-pip for them. So let's kind of go over some cards. I don't think that her 1-pip is kind of worth it because it's basically just going to give it to her, but she does have the authoritative. So when she would be issued an order, she can issue that order to a friendly unit at range 1 to 2 instead, possibly giving it to the Pike if she really wanted to. But I don't think that one's worth it. You don't have any vehicles, so that one's not worth it. This one, obviously, I would go with all of Anakin's, cards. So we're going to go ahead and give him that one, and we'll just go with ambush. The 2 pips, here we go. So you underestimate my power where it's permanent and Anakin gains surge to crit, master of the force 1, and defend 1. And then we want to keep that as much as we can. And then aggressive negotiations, I think would be perfect because Padme Amidala and a trooper. So when Padme is issued an order to a trooper unit, it may either perform a speed 1 move or gain an aim, a dodge, or surge. So this would be the one time that you're basically not giving them their independent keyword, whoever you give it to, but they're still going to gain a dodge anyway. And she's got the allies of convenience, so she'd be able to give them out orders anyway. So you'd be able to give 2 trooper units if you wanted to use authoritative and give it out to maybe the Pike Syndicate, Capo, or however you wanted. Maybe you wanted to give it out to 5s to give it out to the phase 1s. So that way the Pikes still, don't have their order and get independent. It's just kind of up to you. But the fact that they're going to gain that surge and she can do the authoritative to anyone, that would be awesome to have. And then we have our 3 pips. I'm going to go with Exemplar right here because this is what's going to help this list a lot more automatically. And then Diplomatic Cover would also be pretty good because, again, she'll be able to gain that secret mission. And then if not, she gains permanent reliable 1. So maybe those Pikes can use her surge token whenever they need to on an offense shot. You could also go with Assault, but just kind of up to you. If, again, you don't want to give it to Padme, you could give it to someone else. Maybe you do give it to Padme and, use secret mission. You don't have to have that card. It's just up to you. That's kind of what I would do. And again, you're gonna have 6 core, so your chances of drawing the pikes when you need them are pretty high. Objectives. Intercept the transmissions wouldn't be that bad. So you've got 3 range 4 guns right here to kind of protect who you need. You've got range 3 guns all over here that can go with Anakin whenever he needs to, or just whatever you've got planned. They can take over objectives and do what they have to do. Or, you can rely on Pykes, hopefully, but I wouldn't really do that just because of their, courage. And then key positions wouldn't be that bad. Holding it. Sabotage would also be pretty easy because, they're probably not going to panic before doing some damage to those evaporators. Recover the supplies wouldn't be the worst because you'll be able to infiltrate with Padme and hopefully be able to go in for that middle objective. And hostage exchange, because you've got 6 core units, maybe you could give one of those Z6s the hostage, or payload would also not be that bad. Intercept transmissions, a lot of people really like that. If you want to, by all means, let's just try it, give it a shot. Deployment. You have a ton of trooper units, so advanced positions wouldn't be that bad. You have a way to get, your secret mission, so having this spread out would also not be that bad. And then the fact that you do have like basically 2 commanders, so this whole section can be used. These 4 units can be kind of used to be what they need to be, and then Padme can do what she needs to, and then Anakin can also do what he needs to. And then if you use Exemplar and you keep them all together, then everything's going to be way better. But just in case, Disarray was not going to be the worst choice. Long March wouldn't be the worst, especially with sabotage or key positions. Maybe for recover the supplies, maybe not that bad either. And intercept transmissions, it'd be super easy. And then major offensive, we're going to go ahead and click that one. And then conditions, you do have some long range. You do have 3 units that are long range. So maybe not limited visibility. Hostile environment, you don't want to have because of, Pykes and the fact that, they don't care about anyone else. They just care about themselves and self-preservation. So in checking whether you panic, you cannot use courage value of units that are not the same affiliation as you. So you're going to have to use the courage 2 that your Pike Syndicate Apo has. So maybe you don't want vigilance. Maybe you want to have inspired. That's fine because you don't have anyone that does have inspire. But then you're taking away the portable scanner, and it's just up to you on that one. So clear conditions wouldn't be the worst. Minefield, you don't really have compulsory vehicles. You don't have any vehicles that can kind of take more of these than you do trooper units. I really wouldn't go with that one. You only have 9 activations, so I wouldn't go with rapid reinforcements. Fortified positions, because you do have some white dice that you're going to have to save with. Supply drop, so that you can hopefully get some back to capitals. It's a long shot, but, yeah, it's worth it. But you've got to choose one more, so if you had to, because you have Padme and you have Secret Mission, because you have Anakin, you're trying to keep him alive, and you can use those dodges and aims to your advantage along with vigilance. Maybe limited visibility will be able to get you set up when you need to get set up. All right. So that's my, Anakin and Padme exemplar kind of take, where we also have some Pykes involved, where she can give out some orders if she needs to. Tons of dodges. I feel like this is going to just be a huge dodge generator, but these clones won't benefit from those dodges. So at least those Pykes are hopefully well cushioned. And then the fact that they already have outmaneuver, so you can spend dodge tokens to cancel crits and danger sense. I feel like that's pretty fantastic. I wish, Padme might have had inspire. I doubt she when it's a possibility she could have had inspire, but maybe again, you change out portable scanners and vigilance force, making sure that they don't get suppressed, especially with the Blizzard Force coming out, and people might want that one a lot, but hey, that's just kind of up to you guys. But all right, let me know below of what you guys think about this list and any changes that you would make or anything that you'd want to do differently, or any, other upgrades that you would change out. These aren't finalized, and, having a 1-point bid is not the worst. Maybe you wanted to give 5s where is it? the grappling hooks and you wanted to be red player for sure, you can go with that, but I won't leave that in there. All right, guys. And already, if you haven't, go to theburningacademy.com, sign up, get some workouts, have access to a bunch of stuff. And then the general chat, if you just want to go ahead and come in, start talking about stuff and do what you want, feel free. I think it'd be awesome for everyone to join and kind of keep talking. But y'all take it easy, and I will see you guys in the next video.